Mathematics first quarter, Module 7, radical expression. This is the answer of Module 7 with the explanations. And before we proceed, kindly like, subscribe, and share this video. Okay, let's proceed to the next page. We have what I know. Okay, what I know. So let's answer this, what I know. So the square root of 68 lies between which of the following two integers? So square root of 68, the near perfect square numbers on its left, before it and after it is 64 and 81. So therefore, the square root of 64 is 8 and the square root of 81 is 9. So therefore, this square root of 68 lies on the integer 8 and 9. Now, number 2, which of the following irrational numbers is the largest? Okay, so the square root of 7, square root of 5, and pi is 3.146019. This is irrational. And d equals 3.06. All of them, pi is the largest. Now, which of the following is not an irrational number? When we say not an irrational, this is double negative, meaning we are referring to rational number. So what is which of the following is a rational number? So therefore, it's letter A. This is terminating repeating non-terminating decimal. This is rational. So this is the answer. Number 4. Which of the following radical expression is estimated as 8 and 65 hundredths? So 8 and 65 hundredths, the answer is letter B. Because, okay, 8 and 65 hundredths square, that is approximately equal to 75. Okay, square root. Which of the following is the approximate value of square root of 45 to the nearest hundreds? Now, when you'll be using the calculator, it is 6.71. There's two 6.71 here. So, the answer is 6.71. Number 8, in finding the approximate value of square root of 125, which of the following is the difference between the bigger and the smaller number, the smaller perfect square number, where the square roots of 125 lies? So, this formula is wrong. So, we will not answer this one because the formula is wrong. Okay, number 7. If 3 times 3 equals 9 and square root of 9 is rational, which of the following has an irrational square root? Okay. Now, all of these 3 are perfect square number and only letter C, which is not a perfect square number, so therefore letter C is the answer. Consider the expression 9 is less than square root of 92 and it's less than 10. Which of the following is the approximate value? So, when you are to evaluate square root of 92, this is actually equal to 9 and 59 hundredths. Is there any 9 and 59 hundredths? No. Okay, which of the following radical expression that has an irrational square root? Irrational square root, the answer is letter D, square root of 186. Because all of these numbers, radicand, these are called as radicand, are perfect square numbers. Therefore, these are all rational. And only letter D is irrational. Number 10. Okay, number 10. Which of the following pair of integers in which the negative 95 square root of 95 lies? Negative times square root of 95 lies between. So, evaluate square root of 95. The answer is, okay, pair of integers which lies. So, 95 is in between the two perfect square number, 181. So, therefore, it is negative times square root of 100, that's negative 10, and negative times square root of 81 is negative 9. So, therefore, this lies on letter B, square root of 10 and, negative 10 and 9. If the approximate value of square root of 45 is 6 and 65 hundredths, which of the following statement is true? Okay. So, this answer is letter B. 6 is less than square root of 45 and is less than 7. Now, which of the following radical expression estimated as 9.84? Okay, 9.84. Now, what are you going to do with this? Then you will multiply 9.84 times 9.84. There's no answer for this. Because when we multiply 9.84 times 9.84, the answer is 96.8256. 96.8256 Okay, 96. There's no 96. Okay, so there's no answer for this. Okay, number 13, which of the following number has an irrational square root? So irrational square root, so let's find out the numbers. Let's find out which of these numbers whom they are a perfect square number. So this is a perfect square number, perfect square number, perfect square number. Only letter D is not a perfect square number. So this is the answer. Estimate square root of 124 to the nearest hundredths. So the answer is 11 and 14 hundredths. There's no answer on the choices. The approximate square root of 200 to the nearest hundredths is how much? Okay, the answer is 14.14 or 14 and 14 hundredths. Okay, next page. The next page. Okay, here is it. Multiple choice. Matching type. Now let's match square root of 81. This is actually positive negative 9. Let's say the negative, that's 9. 4/5. This, when you are to divide 4 divided by 5, this is actually letter E is 0.8. Okay. Now square root of 12. Square root of 12. This is actually lies between 3 and 4. Okay. Now, square root of 49, that's 7. Where is 7? It's letter P. Then 9 over 13. Okay, 9 over 13 is actually equal to 0.69 when you divide this one. Square root of 100 is 10. That's letter A. Then, square root of 6, that's letter F, lies between 2 and 3. So, 2 and 3 are the integers in which square root of 6 lies. Square root of 25, that's 5, letter E. And number 9, 6 over 7. 6 over 7 is, when you divide 6 divided by 7, it's letter T, 0.86. And number 10, square root of 90. Square root of 90 is lies between 9 and 10. So that's 90 lies between the perfect square number 81 and 100. So keep safety. Maybe this the true grammars. Keep safe always. So let's proceed to the next. Okay, here is it. What's more? Okay, what's more? Okay. So, copy the table below in your notebook, then supply the correct answer using blue ink pen. Write R if the expression is rational, and if irrational, write the two integers between which the square root of the given numbers lies. So, square root of 20, this is irrational. So, this square root of 20 lies between the integer 4 and 5. Okay, square root of 81, this is rational. Square root of 400, this is rational. And square root of 54, this is irrational. And this lies on the integer 7, 8. 7 and 8. Okay, so square root of 144, this is rational. So independent activity 1, assessment 1, matching type again. Well, estimate the square root of expression, then write the answer with solutions in your notebook. So square root of 11, the estimate is 3 into hundreds place is 3 and 32 hundredths. Square root of 7, that's 2 and 65 hundredths. Square root of 118, that's 10 and 86 hundredths. Square root of 40 is 36 and 32 hundredths. Square root of 107 is 10 and 34 hundredths. Square root of 20, that's 4 and 47 hundredths. Square root of 54 is 7 and 35 hundredths. Square root of 75 is 8 and 66 hundredths. Square root of 83 is 9 and 11 hundredths. And square root of 92 is 9 and 59 hundredths. So no answer. All of the answers, there's no answer here. Okay, so because they are following the formula, the number given radical minus the lowest perfect square number and a highest perfect square number minus the lowest perfect square number, and it is erroneous. Even how you press the calculator, even your reference is 3 calculators, the answer is wrong. Okay. Okay, this one. So this one. Okay, do not follow this formula because this is wrong. Even you are to check it in the calculator, it doesn't match. So this formula is wrong. Okay, independent activity 2. So matching type again. So square root of 57, it's letter C. So this lies between 7 and 8. Square root of 18, let's letter E. This lies between 4 and 5. And square root of 42, this lies on 6 and 7. Square root of 132, this lies on between 11 and 12. And square root of 77, this lies on between 8 and 9. Okay, now here is independent activity assessment 2. So plot the following irrational numbers up to square roots on the number line below. Copy the number in your notebook and locate the point using blue ink paper. Okay, suppose each of these numbers, this is A, B, C, D, E. Number 6 is F, 7G, H, I, J. So let's locate all of these given on the number line. Okay, letter A. Square root of 62. Square root of 62 lies between 49. That lies between 7 and 8. It's 7 and 8. Okay, 7 and 8. Square root of 62. And square root of 30 lies between the integers 5 and 6. 5 and 6. It's 5 and 6 here. Square root of 30, letter B. Square root of 8 lies between 2 and 3. 2 and 3 here. The square root of 87 lies between 9 and 10. Okay, 9 and 10 here. And square root of 21 lies between 16 and 4 and 5. It's 4 and 5. Letter E, square root of 21. And square root of 0.5. Okay, square root of 0.5 lies. Okay, square root of 0 lies on letter. Okay, 0 and 1. So here lies on the integers 0 and 1. And square root of 40. Square root of 40 lies on 6 and 7. Between 6 and 7. Square root of 3 lies on 1 and 2, between 1 and 2 here. And square root of 55 lies on 7 and 8, between 7 and 8. Okay. And square root of 13 lies on the points between 3 and 4. So here is J. Now, next we have independent assessment number 3. Okay, this is multiple choice. Okay, multiple choice. Choose the letter which corresponds number. Write the answer in your notebook using a blue ink pen. Approximate square root of 200 to the nearest hundredths. So the answer is 14 and 14 hundredths. Next, number 2, the square root of 22 is between which of the following two integers? Of course, 4 and 5, because 22 nearer to it, its left is a perfect square number, which is 16, and on the right is 25. And 16, square root of 16 is 4, square root of 25 is 5. Letter B. Which of the following has a square root that is between 14 and 15? Okay, 14 and 15, the answer is square 219, because 14 square equals 196, 15 square equals 225. Which number which is between 196 and 225? So it's 219. And which of the following square root is estimated as 15.74? So what you are going to do is to multiply 15.74 times 15.74 is 247.7476. And nearer to it is square root of 248. Okay, which of the following irrational numbers is the largest? Largest is this one. Is square root of 154 is 12.41. Square root of 150 is 12.33. And 4 pi, that's 12.57. So therefore, and 12.26 on letter D. So therefore, letter C is the answer. Now, next, independent assessment 3. Okay, independent assessment 3. Okay. Which of the following expression whose square root is estimated to 12.48? So you will multiply 12.48 times 12.48 is 155.7504. So 145.7504, and the only number and the only choice which is near to it is letter A, square root of 156. Number 2, which of the following square root approximately equal to 9.84? So all you have to do is to multiply 9.84 times 9.84 is 96.85 if 8256, and near to it is 97, so square root of 97. And number 3, okay, number 3, the negative square root of 31 is between which of the following pair of negative numbers? So square root of 31, the perfect square number near to it on its left is 5, is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5, and square root of 31 and on its right side is 6, so it's 36, square root of 36 is 6, so therefore this is actually between negative 6 and negative 5. Negative 6 and negative 5. Okay, it's letter D. In finding the approximate value of square root of 159 to the nearest hundredths, what is the difference of the given number and the lower perfect square root? So the formula of this is erroneous, so I intend not to answer this because this is wrong. The formula is wrong. So number 5, the square field has an area of 1,500 square feet. How much fencing would be needed to enclose the field? Express the number to the nearest hundredths. Here is the solution. When we say fencing, we are referring to perimeter. And the formula of the perimeter of the square is perimeter equal to 4 times the sides. Now, let's find out the sides. To find out the sides, let's give first the given. So our given area is 1,500 square feet. So the formula of the square is area is equal to, the area of the square is area equals s squared. So area equals s squared, area equals s squared. Find s, we'll find in s by putting radical on both sides because the square and the radicals are opposite. So therefore, or inverse. So therefore, let's cancel out this, cancel out this. So the remaining here is s. So s is equal square root of the area. Now, since our area is given, s equals square root of our area, which is 1,500. So our s is, our side is equal to square root of 1,500, that's 38.73. And since our perimeter formula is 4 times s, and our s is 38.73, so you will multiply 4 times 38.73, the answer is 154.92 feet needed to fence the square field. So therefore, the answer is letter A. Okay. Next. So this is assessment part. Okay, this is assessment. Assessment. Read this item carefully. Choose the letter of the correct answer and write in the separate sheet of paper. Which of the following series of numbers arranged in ascending order? When we say ascending order, from lowest to highest. So it's letter C. Okay. Now, number 2, the square field has an area of 1,326 centimeters square. How many squares of fencing would be needed to enclose the field? Round your number to the nearest hundredths. So therefore, the same as the problem previously, the fencing refers to perimeter. So the perimeter formula is 4 times the side. So our side is required. So we all know that the area of the square is s squared. Put its inverse, the inverse of, to eliminate square, put a radical on both sides. Put here radical, so we could cancel out square and the radical. So our s now is equal to square root of our given area. And our given area is equal to 1,326. And so, s equals square root of 1,326, that is 36.41 centimeters. Now, we are given perimeter equals 4 times s, and this is our s. You will multiply this one, 4 times 36.41. So 4 times 36.41, this is 145.64 centimeters. So 145.64 centimeters, because we are required to have a meter. How many meters of fencing? Okay. How many meters of fencing? Let's convert 145.64 centimeters equals blank meter. We'll be using the metric converter. So the metric converter, starting from, let's start on centimeter. Next to centimeter, next measurement longer to it is decimeter, then meter. Then how many spaces from centimeter to meter? So there are 1, 2. 2 spaces to the left. So 2 spaces to the left. So therefore, from centimeter to meter, we have 2 spaces going to the left. So therefore, from the decimal point here, we move 2 spaces to the left. 1, 2. Here. 1, 2. So therefore, our answer is 1.4564 meter. Well, 1.4564 meter. Okay, where is it? Or 1.46 meter. Here. Is there any answer here? Oh, there's no answer. Okay, which of the following is not an irrational number? Talking about not an irrational, we're talking about rational. This is noble negative. So that is 1/3. Which of the following radical expression is estimated as 7.34? So what are we going to do with this? Oh, you will multiply 7.34 times 7.34. The answer is 53.88. And nearer to it is letter D, square root of 54. Now, which of the following is the approximate value of square root of 29 to the nearest hundredths? The answer is 5.39. There's no answer, so 5.39. In finding the approximate value of square root of 29, which of the following is the difference between the bigger and smaller perfect square number? As what I have said, the formula is erroneous, so no need to answer this. So if 7 times 7 is 49 and square root of 49 is rational, which of the following has an irrational square root? So all of these choices are perfect square, and obviously they have a rational principal root. So therefore only letter C, in which this is not a rational, not a perfect square number. So the answer is letter C. Okay, consider the expression 10 is less than square root of 115 is less than 11. Which of the following is approximate values? The answer is 10.72. There's no 10. Oh yes, there's letter D, 10.72. Now, here is it. Number 9. Which of the following radical expression that has an irrational square root? Irrational square root. Let's find out which of the radical which is not a perfect square. So 49 perfect square, 64 perfect square, 81 perfect square. So only 21 which is not a perfect square. So therefore the answer is letter A. Now, which of the following pair of integers in which square root negative times square root of 92 lies between? So 92, the number 92 lies on the perfect square number 81 and 100. So therefore this is negative 9 and 10 and negative 10. So this is letter B. If the approximate value of square root of 85 is 9.21, it's 9.22, obviously. Which of the following statement is true? So the answer is letter B. Which of the following radical expression is estimated as 6.16? So all we have to do is to multiply 6.16 times 6.16. The answer is 37.9456, and nearer to it is square root of 38.